Right, so there you have it. Live I'm using a Roland SPD-SX with two Roland triggers. I have one on the kick and one on a 10-inch snare that I have as an auxiliary snare to my left. Now you're probably wondering why I would use triggers live. And the reason for this is so I can change the sound of my kick drum, and with the 10-inch snare I can add another layer on top of the actual drum of either a hand clap. And in this clip, what I'm actually using is an actual sample from the Queen We Will Rock You record to beef the track up. Okay, now on the SX itself, on the top row, the top left pad I use to trigger extra tracks or loops or things like that. On the middle pad on the top, I'm using that for a reference click, which is very useful if you have to do count-offs from songs. And the last pad there I use for any strange, weird kind of sound clips or anything that might be unusual that add to the show. The next row down, what I've got on the top left hand will be a hand clap that I can play on its own. It's the same hand clap that I have on the 10-inch snare. Sometimes I have a bit of reverb on the 10-inch snare, so I keep that one nice and dry. The next pad along, what I have is a record scratch, which is very nice for using between the hand clap and the 10-inch snare just to create movement. The next pad along, what I have is it's like a boom that I use for stops and endings. Then on the bottom row of the SX, what I have is some really cheesy 80s toms that I have 4 of them, so I use an extra Roland pad for that. Now, what you see on the back of this unit is a lot of cables coming in and out of it. This is quite a technical thing and possibly a whole complete other video in itself. But here's my friend Jared Gunston to give a brief explanation on what's actually going on there.
So what we've had to do to bring out the best in the SPD-SX is it's got 2 little trigger inputs on the back. We put in a snare trigger on Brian's small little red snare, so you can add hand claps. He's probably mentioned all of that to you before. So that uses up 1 and 2, but then on trigger 3 and 4, we've used the Y cable. It's allowed us to bring in a kick and an electronic pad, so really the sky's the limit with the sounds you can do on that. To get the click and track to come out, as well as to do samples and his own personal monitoring, we've had to send the click pan to the left out of the subgroup, the track pan to the right out of the subgroup, and then that gives the engineer control there. But instead of sending the click to the engineer, Brian sends it to his own mixer, so he can always hear the click should something go down, which really has happened a few times. And then the samples, the whole pads and the triggers and everything, those are going full left and right out of main mix output. And what's lovely about that is we've sent one of them to the engineer, so he's got full control, and we've sent another one to Brian's personal in-ears, so that he, again, should something go wrong on the engineer side, at least he's always got control and he stays focused, and we never stumble as a band.
You probably spotted the boss pedal there. I use this pedal to scroll forward from cue to cue. It's easier than trying to press the buttons while I'm playing. There you have it. It really is that easy to use this gear. It's really user-friendly. I use it on every single gig that I play.